So yeah, um, as you know, I travel a lot. I am so captivated on how parents handle their children from all ages, from the infant to toddler to tween to teenagers and even to adult kids. I love seeing parents and adult kids out to dinner. It's such a really cool relationship. Um, but I always have my own thoughts. I would say, 5, 6 years ago, I was quick to judge and, oh my goodness, I would never do it like this, or oh, no, I would do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But now my mind has gone to curiosity, and I wonder, oh, why? What happened? What's the scenario? What would I do in this situation? So today's conversation is going to come from three ladies that do not have any children. Because what I do hear very often is, you don't have any kids, so you can't say anything. Who do you think you are? Wait till you become a parent. You're not going to want anyone saying this stuff about you. And it's just like, no, it's not coming from a malicious place. It's an observation. We have life experience. And I truly believe that it does take a village. Now, the person that you are talking to has to trust your ability to even speak on it, but also not feel attacked. And I think that a lot of parents are feeling attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, so with that, Shamelessly Shontay Sqaud, Kimberly and Francis. I'm going to release some very personal information right now, because it will lay the groundwork for the upcoming conversation. But you are speaking to a panel of ladies that actually do not have children. However, we do have nieces,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we have nephews.
Yep.
Okay. So today's discussion is, can people without children discuss parental matters on other people's kids? So recently, I was in the airport and I saw a baby, a toddler, 2 or 3 years old, walking down the
Jetway.
the jetway. No shoes, no shirt. It was a little boy, just his pants. And I looked behind me, and the passengers all behind me said, "We all see what you see," right? And I looked at the mom, and I didn't judge the mom. And what I thought immediately was, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Did the baby throw up on himself, and the mom didn't have an additional change of clothing? Did the baby, have a meltdown about putting shoes on? I know some children have sensitivity issues with like
Fabric.
fabrics and things like that. So instead of the mom, tussling with the baby, she said, "Well, F it." And then at one point, the little baby picked something up from a crevice and put it in his mouth. Oh,
Oh.
I shit you not.
Oh.
So so uh
Yeah.
Francis and Kimberly,
Oof.
what we thinking?
Oof. About which part? All of it?
Yeah.
I mean, so
Hey,
I've
do we have the ability to comment since we don't have children?
yes, I believe so. Just
Why is that?
because even though I haven't birthed a child or raised a child, my child, I've been involved in children's lives from the time they were born
Mhm.
up until whatever age. My niece is 9, my nephew's 8. I have godchildren, you know? So I feel that I have enough experience and knowledge to voice my opinions on certain topics revolving around raising children.
Kimberly.
I'm careful about it. I too have nieces, nephews, godchildren. I love them all. But I also recognize it's not the same when I'm keeping them babysitting for a few hours versus what my siblings or my friends are going through 24/7. So I know that it's a different situation. And so I can have my opinions about things. I can share those opinions with
Mhm.
people I know and love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know when not to. when to just keep my opinions to myself. So I think you have to be careful with it. And I do think that each situation might, you have to understand that there may be more to it than what you understand or what you see.
Sure. So, do you comment on maybe your siblings' time on when they put their kids to bed? Like, hey, I think children should get 8 to 9 hours of rest. I think XYZ child should go to bed earlier.
Um, I would say no, only because they have a bedtime, technically. Um,
So, what if their bedtime, young teenager, is 11 o'clock and
mhm.
they have to get up for school at 7?
A young teenager,
Yeah, like tweener, 12,
hmm
13.
if that's what their parents allow, that's what it is.
Kimberly.
Again, it's like you're going to bed at 11 o'clock midnight, but you're up, and,
No,
and,
the
and,
parent.
and you're going to
No.
school.
Your sibling wakes them up. They don't wake themselves up.
Mm-mm.
The parent wakes them up.
Yeah.
It depends on your house.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, there are alarm clocks. My parents weren't waking me up for school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had a clock. I was up. I think that's why I think every situation is different. So even when it comes to bedtime, like whatever works for your family. I don't know what times people come home from work. You want to have valuable time with your kids. So maybe your child doesn't go to bed at 7. Maybe they're up till 8 because you want that time with them. I think, again, you have to know the situation. And, certain kids are mature and can handle certain things better than others. And so, again, I'm very careful.
Listen, my niece and nephew will be up hanging out, and it's like, okay, it's bedtime. Oh, I'm not sleepy. Okay. And then they get in that bed and they are asleep 5 minutes later. What sleep are you fighting?
Yeah, but you're not judging, or
No.
Mm-mm. Okay, so what do you think are good characteristics, or characteristics of a good parent and characteristics of a bad parent?
Oh, I don't have anything on that.
Come on now.
I can't say. I don't. I don't think I can say what makes someone a good parent. Because, like Kimberly said, each situation, each family is different. Everyone has a way of raising their children. So I can't say, oh, you're a bad parent. Oh, you're a good parent. I can say you're a good parent. I can give you kudos and accolades on various things, but I don't think coming out my mouth that I will tell someone that they're a bad parent.
Kimberly.
Oh my gosh. Again, situational. I think a good parent is a loving parent, a parent that supports their kids. Their kids always feel safe and loved and respected. It goes both ways. But, people are who they are. And so my idea of what a good parent is largely based on my experience with my own parents and my grandparents and my siblings, who I think are amazing parents. And I think that is indicative of the nieces and the nephews that I have, and the people that they already are because of the parenting that they had. My parents were very involved. They spent a lot of time with us. They were very much in our lives. They weren't absentee in any way. That's great parenting, but that doesn't mean that the parent that can't be there all the time because they have 2 jobs or this or that other demands in their life doesn't make them a bad parent. Maybe they can't be there physically every day and in the same way, but they care about their child. They love their child. They make sure that their child is safe, has a roof over their head, has food to eat, has no fears about their safety. That's a damn good parent.
Yeah. So for me, I think a good parent is someone that spends quality time with their child and really taps into who that child is, and understands, knows what that child may eat, may not want to eat, what they want to do, why they are acting a certain way, and is several steps ahead of the child, even as an adult, right? Where the parent can sense that something is wrong.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
So I think that that's it's top tier,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's top tiering where you're almost sacrificing, your life for the child's life. Um, some questionable parenting would be negligence for me. Negligence is okay. I'm just gonna be honest. I see babies outside in the winter with nothing on their head, and I'm just like, I think the baby's head is gonna be cold. Well,
Mhm.
where's the baby's blanket? Now, that's not complete negligence, but like you have on a hat and coat. So why
Why don't?
doesn't the baby have on a hat and coat?
Mhm.
So it's not that it's bad parenting, and maybe it's just learning, right? But those are some of the things that I noticed. I also noticed, while traveling, kids running around on the floor, literally crawling, on the floor and things like that. Whereas some parents will sit down and do not move. Sit down and do not move. And here's a book, whatever it is to keep them occupied.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not saying that's good or bad. That is recognizing germs, right? And what their comfort level is of the surrounding. Or maybe they want the child to get the energy out. So, again, not saying a bad parent, just different type of parenting.
It's also teaching your children at a very young age
Mhm.
how to present themselves and how to be respectful of other people around them. I mean, we started traveling. My parents had us on planes as soon as we were born. Like, so we knew how to act. There was never a question. It was like, okay, we're getting on a plane. It was a special thing. We were dressed a certain way. We knew how to act. And I think so it falls on the parent to instill certain things in their children. And so when you see a child wilding out on a plane, crawling all over the place, throwing food, you have to say, well, unless there's something, wrong with the child, which there could be,
Sure.
which is why you can't be quick to judge. There could be other things going on there. But I'm not going to name the different things, but there could be different things going on there. But all of that aside, if it's just bad behavior, you got to look at the parent and say, okay, you see the kids kicking the seats in front of them or throwing things when they can't. It's like the parent is sitting right there. You
Yeah.
see that your
Yeah.
child is kicking this and you are doing nothing about it. So it's like, that is bad parenting.
You think it's bad parenting?
Yes,
I agree.
complete disregard.
I did. I was flying Southwest where you pick your own seats. Lord.
Oh, jeez.
And it was a family, and it was a young boy, and I wanted the window. I said, "Is your child going to kick my seat?" And she laughed. She said, "No." I said, "Okay, thanks." And I sat there.
Mhm.
I actually didn't. I said the real head of them.
Just
I
in case.
didn't trust it.
Just
in
It's actually pretty annoying.
Yeah.
So what I wouldn't want is I want someone to judge me.
Mhm.
Based off of my parenting. But I do think because of the wisdom and the experience I have in this life, hopefully I'm going to make some strong decisions. But I also might say, I don't care. Be quiet. Like, let them do whatever they do
Mhm.
and just be quiet. No kidding. You ready? While I was on my birthday trip, I was at the restaurant and their toddler was outside of the restaurant. The server came and said, "Hey, your baby is outside." The parents did not get up. The parents waited for the toddler to come back to the table. Kid you not. Maybe they wanted it to have freedom and to explore. I don't know, but I just watch things like that to see how people are going to handle
Yeah.
these situations. And there's no judgment. I'm like, what are they about to do? I always just ask myself, what are they about to do? So let's talk about children out of wedlock and in wedlock. Some people are having shotgun weddings.
Mhm.
I don't even know if their children even go back the amount of months that they were conceived and realize, oh, my parents just got married, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's the commitment between the parents. But how are we feeling these days on, single moms and single dads? So you have a child without wedlock.
Mhm.
Better question. Ready?
Okay.
Personal question. Would you have a child out of wedlock? I'd like both of you to answer this. And I'll answer it too.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would. Um Yeah, I probably would.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
I go back and forth. Sometimes it's a hard no, and sometimes it's just like, okay, yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I just need to figure out like who that co-parent is, because I don't want no issues
Yeah.
on whatever is going to happen. So for me, if this is what I want for my life, and I'm choosing not to be married, right? Because sometimes marriage is a certificate, and right, it's based off of our commitment. But if we're committed, then it's okay to have this child out of wedlock. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a child with someone that I didn't love. And so, because I wasn't necessarily married to that person.
So you're not having a baby for a bag, huh?
No. Baby for a bag? No. Mm-mm. I have to love the person.
Yeah.
The person has to love me. And I have to feel like this is my person.
Yeah.
So whether or not we're married makes no difference if we chose to have a child together, because I also believe if for whatever reason something happened and he was no longer my person, he would still be the man that would do the right thing, in terms of our child, raising our child, co-parenting, all of that. So I think you can have that in a marriage or outside of a marriage.
Okay. Some this or that questions. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. A child that curses at you, or a child that runs away from you? Y'all giving us dead air.
That's a strange question.
That is such a strange question. I'm trying to think of scenarios.
So, is the kid misbehaving and they curse at you, or they run away?
It's one or the other.
I want my curse at me. Like let's deal with whatever we're dealing with, good or bad. Don't run. I think it's always bad to run in every situation. Don't ever run away from anything unless it's like your life, you're saving your life. But like, don't run away from problems. Don't run away from difficulties. Face it. So yeah, face it. And if that means you're going to curse a little bit, okay, let's go.
Francis?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Kimberly. You can curse at me. I'm going to curse back. We're going to have a whole discussion. I'm going to figure out where that anger is coming from, because why are you cursing at me? Why do you think you can curse at me as my child?
And I think if you're going to curse, like, I don't particularly care for people that just curse because they can't find
the right words. Yeah.
Like if you're cursed, it should be with passion. Like it should mean something. So even if it's my kid cursing at me, there better be something behind it. Don't just say the word.
I think I'm gonna be very angry if my child curses at me, like extremely angry. I'm going to want to understand where that cursing is coming from, because I wouldn't use that language in front of them. So if my little badass child ran from me somewhere, they gonna get snatched up. So I'm gonna choose. I'm choosing the running away before the cursing, because that cursing is gonna trigger me. It's gonna trigger me. Okay. Ready for the next this or that?
Okay.
Boy or girl?
Boy, only because my family is overrun with girls.
Kimberly?
Boy.
Okay, I'm choosing girl.
Of course you are. You're a girly girl.
Okay. Ready for the next one? This is a sensitive one.
Uh-oh.
To know if your child is different at a very young age or not. Sexual orientation.
To know or
do
not
I want to
know?
know?
Do you want to know early or do you want to know later?
I absolutely want to know.
Yeah.
Early.
Early?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mom or first name?
You better call me mommy.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Mom. Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't no first name up in my house. Who you?
I mean, but sometimes I will call my mom, Jackie, when we're just being like silly.
Yeah.
Because we're also like really close friends,
Mhm.
So like when we're like being like girlfriends, it's like Jackie or
Mhm.
Jacqueline,
Hey, Lonnie.
Well,
But it's playful.
Yeah.
It's,
yeah, I'm
she's
I'm
my
definitely
mom.
going by mom.
Yeah,
I
she's my
did see a
mom.
video where the kids were calling their mom like whatever
Their name.
Francis, yeah, and the mom was like, Mom." They're like, "No, Francis is your name though. Like it's your name."
Mhm.
Like they were debating, like it's your name though. So
It
why
is
can't I
my
call your
name,
name?
but you are my child, and you will call me mom.
Okay.
Mm.
So okay. Punishments or talks. So something happens, they do something wrong. Punishments or talks.
Can it be both?
Oh, is this or that?
Talks.
Talks. Mhm.
You're getting punished. Okay. Okay, so soft parenting or a little bit more stern.
Oh, I'm stern all the way.
How? You just said you're going through
Listen,
talks
you know
over
what?
punishment.
Listen, you can have a stern conversation. Because I was someone, I never was punished. I never did anything. But I had two siblings who extreme extroverts. They were always doing something. My brother got away with everything because he's the oldest boy. My sister got away with everything because she was the youngest and just did. But I think my parents' parenting style, we always knew, like, okay, if we're going to do something, there could be consequences. So we just, I think you can be stern because you're trying to teach your children, you're trying to protect them. It's always trying to do the best thing for them without, like, I don't know. That's just me.
I stayed on punishment.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I
though.
stayed on punishment. So,
For like not doing the dishes.
no, I never came home.
Oh.
I'm from Brooklyn. I used to run the streets. Like, I used to hang out. But I would talk to my child opposed to automatic punishments just because.
Well, we were talking about soft parenting versus.
soft
Yeah.
versus.
So
Okay.
do you think that you were always on punishment because you had soft parenting?
Heck no. Very stern.
Yeah.
And I will carry that sternness with a splash of love.
You just said that you're gonna have talks and not punishments, though.
Yes.
Because punishments didn't work, do you think?
Punishments did work, but as I've grown, I want to know why you did what you did. I'm not going to punish you right out the gate. I want to hear your side of whatever
They
happened.
won't listen to you.
Huh?
They wasn't listening to you. They did what they wanted to do
Okay. Why?
because they wanted to.
That's not a good enough reason.
Okay. All right. I'm going with I might not care. Gentle parenting.
I can see that.
It's interesting, though, because the more I think about it, I think my mom was total gentle parent. My dad, stern.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's a balance, between the parents, I don't know.
Mine was opposite.
I think I might be, depending on the situation, though, too. I don't know if I would always be a stern parent.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the situation, what's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think my personality tends to be very laid back, and I don't take things too seriously unless it's a serious situation, So I think I'd be a mix of both. I know that's not technically answering a this or that correctly, but
Okay. Breastfeeding in public
or not.
or not.
Breastfeed in public.
If that baby's hungry, you're going to feed that baby.
That's right.
Breastfeed in public.
Get over it. It's an American thing where
It
people have
is.
issues with seeing women breastfeed in public.
I
just am over that.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I'm pro that. Don't put a blanket over your baby's head to cover your breast. No. If your baby's hungry, feed your baby.
feed that baby.
Okay. I'm aligned. Okay. So if y'all don't have anything else,
No. Didn't know what we were going to talk about.
You did know. You did know. You did know.
No, we had options.
Okay. Well, here is some tips and our opinions from 3 ladies that do not have children. And you're listening to Shamelessly Shontay. Bye.
Don't crack a dozen. Black people get sunburned too, as my cousin. Skin to skin is for women and for men. Hottest on the streets. On a hike at the beach, get some BGS and Reese. If you tired of that dry white